Right, so welcome back to Venture 82 Tech and Games. This is the island part, what would you call this? Part 4B. It's an optional. So at the end of part 4, I was doing a storyline, or we were doing a storyline, following R-Truth around the island, and you have to keep doing a match against a random person who gets annoyed with you, because R-Truth is trying to find a roller coaster that isn't there. He keeps telling them that you're trying to help him find the roller coaster as well, which you're not, which is why they end up getting annoyed with you. They want the match with you. He disappears off somewhere else on the island, whilst you have a match with them, and then you have to run around the island trying to find him again. I decided after doing a couple of matches, it was quite long, it was quite tedious, and I didn't want to bore you guys, but I also realised that some of you will probably want to see the end to said storyline. So, what I've decided to do is I'm going to do, this extra mini video, which will just be the end of the R-Truth storyline. So I have no idea exactly how long it's going to be, but we'll just follow this R-Truth storyline down to the end for those of you who want to see the end of the R-Truth storyline. And then when we come back, like I said at the end of the original part 4, this we'll be doing the 2K showcase a bit and have a break from the island. But right, let's go and see how much longer we have to chase R-Truth for. Right, so I found R-Truth. He was outside the arcade. He's now talking, as you can see today. Let's see where this is going, if it's actually going anywhere, because this is by far and away the most long and tedious storyline I've done on here. It's just, I get it's meant to be a bit of fun, it's just not fun. Right, hey, so mate, oops, he heard that about that last match. By the sounds of reports, that might have been actual Seth Rollins after all. Good job beating him though. That's not really the point at this point. But I did found someone that could help. I told you the truth, I'm happy to help if I can, but you have to tell me what you need. I was waiting for my partner here. I'm not your partner. Partner, proceed, we can figure out the right designation. The bottom line is that I value your help in our shared quest to ride Roman's. There is no roller coaster. Roman's what now? I figured that not only are you married to Roman's cousin, but you've been preparing for this amusement park's nighttime spectacular for years. Feel the glow, right? What's that about if it's not really getting ready for the fireworks display? Girl, you're getting on the inside track, so slip us the inside track intel. So where can we slip onto the coaster's track? Truth, I don't know what you're on, but there's no roller coaster here. Swish loop wee. That's the sound of me having fun on it. What the hell? Why do you want to take that from me, Naomi? I'm not trying to take anything from you. The island is about wrestling. It isn't an amusement park. Well, exactly. That's entirely the point. Then why does it look like one? I just want to ride a ride. I can't help with a roller coaster, but can I interest you in a Hurricanrana instead? My partner does all my island wrestling for me. Thanks, partner. I'll keep looking for the roller coaster. Bye. See, this is the problem. See, this storyline has no real basis. It's just chasing R-Truth around the island for no real reason other than they thought that this would be a good idea. It doesn't feel, this storyline, this specific one, doesn't feel like it's fun. And this storyline makes it feel like they were either running out of ideas or they just wanted to make something up so that it took you that much longer to finish the island. There's no reason to this. You can find like the reasoning to the other storylines, although some of the storylines have thinner reasoning than others, but they're quite fun. This is not fun. This one feels like a grind. This one is tough to get through because you just want this storyline to end. This is only the third match I'm doing in this storyline, but in this case, with this storyline, I'm already bored with this storyline. Very, very bored. I know what's going to happen. Every single one's the same. You find R-Truth, he's talking to a different wrestler. They get annoyed with R-Truth jumping into a match. He says, no, you do that for him. And then you end up in another match against another person to run around the island and try and find him again. This is where, when you look at like the reviews for the island and stuff online, people have said that the island is a missed opportunity, because this shows how the island is, as much as anything, and another attempt at a bit of a cash grab, because they're trying to get you, their main focus is to try and get you to spend more money buying the extra bits and pieces, and
he's really mounting pressure at will now. And a slowed down Naomi
when you get to bits like this, where it's just they're making you grind for the sake of making you grind and nothing more, you know that they're just going out of their way to make it difficult for no reason other than to try and get you to spend more money on buying whatever it might be. I say that because I wouldn't like to think that like anybody who works for a company as large as 2K could have so little regard for storyline in a setting where like WWE, where storyline is what sells the tickets in the real world. That they would think that this specific storyline actually has any value to it, because it doesn't. That said, what this does do, because obviously I did, like I mentioned before, I did the arcade area storyline off camera. It gives you a chance to see the wrestling arena, which you won't have seen before, so that's quite cool. I'm pleased you get to see it. I say that like you haven't got the game. I'm guessing if you watch this you probably do have it. So, right, let's see if we can get past Naomi, and then hopefully there's not too much left. I'm guessing the whole storyline at some point is going to culminate in you either having a match with R-Truth, or R-Truth just maybe running away, disappearing off, being a bit scatty like he always is. The thing with R-Truth's comedy when you're watching it on screen as well is it's done by him. When you're trying to do the same thing and you're doing it via text, because it's obviously all the storyline in here is written text, trying to get that same kind of comedy effect that R-Truth brings when you're watching him on TV, I'm not sure if that's even quite possible, but it's definitely not, they've not managed it here, if that's what they were going for. Also, to think that like I've done a signature and a finisher to Naomi and she's not done yet is interesting, because Naomi's not the toughest wrestler in the world. But I'm not. Maybe I'm just being biased though, because I've never been a big Naomi fan. That might just be me. If I lose to Naomi, I should officially retire from wrestling then. Now I've said that, watch me lose. So you may have already noticed, by the way, that there's a sound difference. That's because my regular mic is dead. So that's because my regular mic is dead, so I'm using the built-in microphone. But yeah, see, this whole thing with R-Truth is now becoming very, very annoying and tedious. I mean, we've only just got a match now against Naomi, and we've already, massive person, you've done a blooming signature and a finisher to her, and you haven't even managed to beat her, so you've got to do the whole bloody thing again. This one I'm struggling with. So
to think that this competitor might end up fighting all of WWE before even getting signed to WWE. If they keep hanging out with R-Truth, that's a solid possibility. A man who, at least when it comes to
so
for Roman Reigns, at least
we're gonna try and
likes to offload all fighting on
get us down the damn floor.
I, for one, am still holding out hope that Truth finds it.
But
What? You think a roller coaster is really so far-fetched for the island of relevancy? We've seen stranger things here.
I don't know.
Put down face first.
I'm not even sure what her rating is on this, if I'm honest, Naomi, to be fair, like compared to mine. But the fact that she's actually harder to beat than Charlotte Flair is not good.
Naomi competes with
I'm not
such
sure
a
that's
high
true in
energy.
reality.
Do you think that'll serve her well tonight? Sure, but that high energy is something that can only sustain itself for so long.
We'll try and get this one kind of over and done with.
If anything, Naomi
Because
less about keeping the energy up for the WWE
this one's going to be annoying, I think, otherwise.
about biding her time and picking her spots.
So, come on, Naomi, stop being a moron. She keeps trying to run at me as well, which triggers that automatic kind of big man stand where you walk towards her and she does it again. You end up trapped in a loop if you're not careful, because the computer AI, which we've touched on previously, is not the most intelligent on this. It probably could be, but they don't tweak it properly, and then to expect a normal person to tweak it to how it should be out there. I'm tempted to say out the box, but I suppose if you downloaded it, there is no box. Is a bit out of order. Anyway, let's see if we can get this over and done with.
Could be in search of a second win now.
I'd like to know, aside from, I know that Asuka is quite a big kind of gamer, and obviously Japan in general have quite a big kind of arcade culture. What the inspiration was for this specific area, or whether it's simply just that, it may well be. Don't know. So you can see the graffiti put on the wall, but I can't really make out what it says from in the ring. So,
and she's only taking more damage
right,
at this stage.
Yeah, but you know this one is still up in the air.
Come on, Naomi.
What an elbow. The barrage of elbows.
Stop being annoying.
Look at this.
Go away.
Unrelenting with the elbows.
See, we want to actually be done with our truth, Naomi. That's the problem, you see.
It's about time for the bitter end.
So, we would very much like it if you could just begin. Trying to get, if you end up having to do, I'm just going to say this now, because how much VC and stuff you need to upgrade a character or whatever on this mode, if you end up having to go, and I'm almost certain you will at some point on the island have to go against Roman Reigns, trying to fight him is going to be an absolute pigging nightmare, because as we all know, he's the highest rated in the game. You have a job to beat him when the computer's using him, depending on one, the difficulty you've got it on, but also two, what your overall rating is. And if you're stuck in like a 70s rating against Roman Reigns, you're going to be struggling for definite, because your signature and your finishing move are going to be doing the same kind of damage as his regular power moves are. So it's going to be an absolute nightmare. But hopefully we can get Naomi beaten at least this time. Let's see if that's worked. No, I'm not that lucky. Let's see if we can get something out of this.
This is not where she wants to be. She has to fight out of this. Will she tap? Can she hold out?
There we go, we managed to make her tap. So we finally got rid of Naomi. That took some doing, didn't it? So I'm going to guess it's going to be same as the last couple on the storyline, where we just literally have to go and hunt the island for R-Truth again. Locate R-Truth and stop this man. So this, hopefully, if it's saying that, should be the last bit of this storyline, and then we can all regain some sanity and have a break from the island. Dear God. I think if this happened in reality and you were stuck on an island with R-Truth, you would want a vacation from R-Truth. The man's insane. He's somewhere on the island. So yeah, we've got to go hunting around for him again. So let's try to apply some logic to this. We found him outside Hero HQ. He's now been in the computery area for damage control. We originally came across him outside the Temple of Ancestors. So I'm going to go by logic. He should either be... Yeah, there he is, look. Oh, and actually there's nobody with him, so please tell me he's not just going to get somebody else ticked off with us again. That's what he got to say for himself. There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you. I've got great news. Is it you finally found your brain? You found the roller coaster? You've given up on this wild goose chase? Yes, please. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that pooping Otis, not Seth Rollins, but actual Seth Rollins and Naomi were right. The penny may have actually dropped, people. There's not a roller coaster here. No, there never was, you nutter. But maybe the real roller coaster was the roller coaster of a journey we went on together. No. You ran around the island. I got the living hell beaten out of me by wrestlers you were annoying on your way around the island. There was no journey we went on together. It was just me being beaten up while you were being a nonce. And the friends we made, we didn't make any friends. We annoyed everybody. No, you annoyed everybody. I bear the brunt of it. There was no friends. Oh, but is it great news? I did find one cool ride. What was that? Is it the ride where you leave? Well, more like an interactive experience. What? I was poking around looking for the roller coaster clues, right? Ended up stumbling into a cool maze thing around the tribal chief's compound. Some really interesting things are going on in there based on what I overheard. Okay, so you actually have found out something useful, have you? You know what Roman's up to here on the island? No. Well, as far as we're aware, he's awarding a WWE contract. Yeah, I guess I mentioned that too. They mentioned... What? Anyway, bye. So, the information you found out was that the Roman's giving the winner a WWE contract, which we already knew when we started. So you didn't learn anything new at all. Storyline. Complete waste of time. Right, so anyway, that's it for the... Right. That's it for that storyline. Thank God. It's telling us to go and talk to Rey Mysterio. We're not going to go and talk to Rey Mysterio. We're going to take a break from this island because R-Truth has removed any hope of sanity that I had left. And we'll do the WWE 2K showcase in the next video, as I mentioned in the first part of part 4 of the island, and we'll come back and we'll talk to Ray once we've done the 2K showcase and I have some resemblance of sanity. I say that, and 2K have a habit of giving you matches that feel borderline impossible on 2K showcase. So whether I'll regain sanity or lose some more whilst doing that is debatable. But either way, I'll see you then. And thanks to R-Truth, I'm off to have a lie down. See you later.